Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate for loop in Java. So let's get started. So for loop falls under the looping statements category of the flow control statements in Java. Under looping statements, we have while loop, do while loop, and the third loop we have is for loop. So coming to the while loop and do while loop, I already have covered them in the previous sessions of this course. Now in this session, I am going to cover the for loop. But before I directly jump on to explain for loop and practically demonstrate this for loop for you, you need to understand what is the difference between using this while loop, do while loop and for loop. You need to understand in which situations we have to use for loop, in which situations we have to use while loop or do while loop. You need to understand, right? So let me compare this for loop with these other two loops. Okay. So what situations will decide this for loop to be used? For that, let me explain this. Okay. For example, there is a situation, guys. That is, if you, if you know the number of iterations, okay, if you know the number of iterations that the loop need to iterate, okay, in advance, if you know the number of iterations this particular loop, okay, any of this loop, in advance, if you know that how many iterations. For example, if I take a Java program which I want to use for printing numbers from 1 to 10, do you know the number of iterations in advance? How many times you need to iterate the loop to print the numbers from 1 to 10? How many times? Definitely 10 times. Okay, for printing 1 first time, printing 2 second time, printing 3 third time, like that. For printing 10 numbers, you need to iterate the loop how many times? 10 times. So I know the number of iterations in advance. Before solving the Java program itself, if I want to print the numbers from 1 to 10, I know that the number of iterations I know in advance. So in such kind of situations, which loop we have to use? If you know the number of iterations in advance, which loop we have to use? We have to use for loop, guys. In this kind of situations, we have to use for loop. Does it mean we can't use while loop or do while loop? No, guys. We can still use while loop, do while loop here also. While loop we can use, do while loop also we can use. If you know the number of iterations in advance, you can use any of these loops. But the best, easy, and simplest is for loop, guys. Okay? Even though you know the number of iterations in advance, even though you can use all these loops, out of all these loops, which is the best loop for this kind of situation where you know the number of iterations in advance? For loop. Why for loop is better than while loop or do while loop in this kind of situation? Because it is best one, easy one, easiest one, and simplest one. Okay. If you know the number of iterations in advance, for loop is the best one or the easiest and simplest one compared to the while loop and do while loop. That's why we prefer using for loop, okay, to iterate when you know the number of iterations in advance. Compared to while loop, do while loop, for loop is the best choice. If you know the number of iterations that loop need to iterate in advance. But what if you don't know the number of iterations in advance? What if, okay, we don't know. What if we don't know the number of iterations in advance? What if we don't know the number of iterations in advance? What kind of situations will be there where you don't know the number of iterations in advance? You see, if you don't know the number of iterations in advance, how many times the loop will run? Then how will the loop will run? Based on a condition, guys. If a loop is iterating based on a condition, okay, based on a condition, then we don't know the number of iterations. The loop may iterate 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, we don't know. Okay, it all depends on condition. For example, I cannot demonstrate this practically at this point of time, but I will give a simple example. That is, in the upcoming sessions, I'm going to teach you file handling mechanism in Java. Okay, how to do file handling in Java. As part of file handling in Java, you need to write the Java programs to read the text from that files. Okay, to read the text from the files or to write the text into the files, whatever the kind of thing may be. Okay, as part of file handling mechanism that I'm going to cover in the upcoming sessions in Java, what we need to do? We need to read the text from the, we need to write the text into the files and we have to read the text from the files. So let's say we want to read the text from the file. Okay. Do we know the number of iterations? How many iterations we need to go through to read the entire text from the files? Do we know it in advance? We don't know. Okay. For reading entire text from the file, let's say there is a program where you need to read character by character. Okay. Whatever the text that is there in the text file, if you want to read, you need to get the character by character from that text file. So first character set. It all depends on how iterations will depend on how much text is there in that file, right? It is not depending on, we cannot know the number of iterations. If more text is there, more iterations. If less text is there, less iterations. So until we reach a point where no other character is left out in that particular text file, we will continue iterating the loop, right? But here we don't know the number of iterations in advance. In this kind of situation, we don't know the number of iterations in advance. Until when we are reading character by character, once we get this kind of thing where you are not able to find any other character left out. Okay, there is a mechanism for doing that. So we'll create a condition in such a way that, okay, we'll create a condition in such a way that we'll create a condition in such a way that until all characters are completed, you try to loop. That kind of condition you are going to create. I'm explaining theoretically. In the upcoming sessions, when I explain the file handling mechanism, I'll do it practically for you. At that time, you'll understand. Okay. So if this is the situation, if you don't know the number of iterations in advance, here we have to use while loop or do while loop. Okay. For loop is not the right choice here. For loop is not the right choice if you don't know the number of iterations in advance. While loop and do while loop are the best choice. But if you know the number of iterations in advance where you want to print the numbers from 1 to 10 example, okay, for loop is the best one. Even though you can use while loop, do while loop also, but for loop is the best choice if you know the number of iterations in advance. If you don't know the number of iterations in advance, and if you want to iterate the loop based on a condition, the number of times depends on the number of condition, okay, based on a condition, the loop will iterate. We don't know how many times. Then we have to go for while loop or do while loop in that kind of situation. Okay. So in this kind of situation, we are not going to increment the value of I. For example, here, if you know the number of iterations in advance, after printing one using the while loop or using the for loop, what you will do? I plus plus you will say. Because you know the number of, okay, counterwise. You will count the iterations till 10. Okay. You will increment the value of I and then keep printing. But here, I am reading the text character by character from that file. Here I'm not incrementing the value of I or something. Counter kind of mechanism is not there. We are not counting the number of iterations here because we don't know the number of iterations in advance. It's all based on the condition where entire text in that particular file should be read. Then we should stop the iterations. Such kind of situations, while loop or do while loop is best. Now let me practically demonstrate for loop in Java, where we know the number of iterations in Java. Very simple example I will take for demonstrating the for loop, and I'll show how the for loop is best or easy and simplest when compared to while loop, do while loop if you know the number of iterations in advance. In this example where I want to print the numbers from 1 to 10, I'll show you first. Okay. For that, I'll switch to this Eclipse IDE where we have this main method. Inside the main method, first I'm going to write the while loop, guys, because I want to demonstrate why for loop is better here when you know the number of iterations in advance. If you have to write a while loop, how you will write? Int I is equal to 1 while I is less than or equal to 10. Then inside the while loop, you will write system.out.println I. After that, you will say I plus plus. This is how you need to write the code with while loop if you want to print the numbers from 1 to 10 if you know the number of iterations in advance. If I run, you see 1 to 10 is printing. But this is not the best way of, okay, of best loop. This is not the best loop for printing the numbers from 1 to 10. If you have to print the numbers from 1 to 10, you can achieve this with while loop or do while loop, but these are not the best loops. The best loop is for loop. In this kind of situation, for loop is the best choice. Why? Because it is easy, simple, and best one. Why? Because here, so how to convert this while loop into for loop? I'll remove this while keyword and change it to for. First thing. Second thing is I am declaring the variable and initializing the variable somewhere here in a separate line in the here, right? I'll cut from here and paste it here. Inside the circular bracket itself, I'll declare and initialize a variable. The condition is also there here. Initialization is here. Declaration initialization here. Condition is here. And now I'll take this semicolon and put it here. And this I plus plus also I'll move here. Inside the circular brackets, I'm not only putting a condition. I'm putting the initialization part, condition part, and updation of the variable part, right? So in very less number of lines, I can complete this loop. You see, 2 lines got reduced already. the declaration and initialization part and incrementation updation part is moved into a single line. So that's why for loop is the easiest, simplest loop when compared to the while loop when you know the number of iterations in advance. Okay, understood guys? This is how we can write the for loop. So which one is easy guys and simple when compared to the while loop and do while loop? Which one is simple? For loop is simple. Okay, if you know the number of iterations in advance and you want a counter like this, okay, if you want to print the numbers from 1 to 10 and every iteration you want to increment the value of I, such kind of thing you want to do, generally have to go for the for loop. Though you can use while loop, do while loop, but the best choice will be for loop. Now let me run this code. We'll get the numbers printed from 1 to 10. Okay. So here, when you run this code, what will happen? First, I will be declared and will be initialized with the value 1. After that, the control will go to this condition. 1 is less than or equal to 10, which is true. We'll go inside the loop. Condition is true. We'll go inside the loop and here the value of I, that is 1, will be printed. After the end of this first iteration, the control will go to this updation part. That is I plus plus. The value of I will be incremented by 1. 1 will become 2. Now again from here that it will come to the condition. 2 less than or equal to 10. True. Go inside. 2 will be printed. At the end of the second iteration, again I plus plus. I will become 3. Again we'll go to this condition. 3 less than or equal to 10. True. Go inside. 3 will be printed. End of the third iteration. I will become 4. Condition. 4 less than or equal to 10. True. 4 will be printed. I plus plus. 5. True. 5 will be printed. 6. True. 6 will be printed. 7. True. 7 will be printed. 8. True. 8 will be printed. Okay. From here. 9. True. 9 will be printed. Then 10. Still true. 10 equal to 10. True. 10 will be printed. 11. 11 neither less than 10 nor equal to 10. False. Will come out of the for loop. Okay. So when you run this code, you'll get numbers printed from 1 to 10. This is how it works. This is how the for loop works. This is one of the example program using the for loop for printing the numbers from 1 to 10. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.